Please welcome Christopher Caramelli.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance beneath the cover of October skies. And all the leaves in the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to call to of your heartstrings that play soft and low. And all the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. And all the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Well, I want to make love to you tonight. I can't wait till the morning has come. And I know now the time is just right, and straight into my arms you will run. And when you come, my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. Oh, and there and then, there and then I will make you my own. And every time I touch you, I just tremble inside. And I know how much you want me that you can't hide. Can I just make one more romance with you, my love? Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? One more moon dance in the moonlight on a magic night. La 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 in the moonlight on a magic night. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Moon Dance, isn't that a great song? Yes. Written and recorded by Van Morrison in 1970. Van Morrison was known to have said about this song, quote, begin quote, I don't have any word that particularly describes the song. Sophisticated is probably the word I'm looking for. To me, sophisticated, to me, Moon Dance is a sophisticated song. End quote. When I first started learning this song, I didn't think I was sophisticated enough to sing it. I couldn't spell sophisticated until a month ago. I started working on it over 20 years ago, and yet, this is the first time I'm singing it in public. That reminds me of a TV commercial that I was enamored with as a young adolescent. One of the first supermodels, Lauren Hutton, I think, appeared with a jar of face cream. She holds up the jar, looks right into the camera, and says, 5 years in the making, and not a moment wasted. It's gorgeous, you'll see. That's how I feel about Moon Dance. 20 years in the making, and not a moment wasted. It was fabulous, wasn't it? Yeah. Really? I mean it. But I always wanted to be on stage in some way. I got it from my mother. She wanted to be a dancer. For a short period of time, when I was a child, she was twirling around the house singing only the first few lines of another well-known Moon song. When I started singing, got the sheet music to that song, and saw the intro that's rarely sung, and the rest of the words, the song finally made sense. Poets often use many words to say a simple thing. It takes thought and time and rhyme to make a poem sing. With music and words I've been playing, for you I have written a song, to be sure that you'll know what I'm saying. I'll translate as I go along. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me twirl forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Hello again. Around the same time I was busy mimicking TV commercials, I started high school. In freshman year, I auditioned for the school musical. I had never sung in front of anyone before. I was terrified, but I got cast. I was not on stage again until I was 32. After my terrible 20s were over, yes, my terrible 2s had an O at the end, as in zero. So after my terrible 20s were over, I took some acting and singing lessons, and I went on my first adult audition, and I got cast in a community theater production of the same musical I was in high school. What do you know? From that show comes this inspiring and meaningful classic. It was meant to be. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest, and the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star, to reach the unreachable star.